what it is. What you want from me? What you want from me? Tell me what it is.
I do what I want when I want and how I want it. Leave you with the one in the air, that's how I roll. I got tons of soul, I'm a true collectible. Famous, super famous, number one desirable. I do what I want when I want and how I want it. Leave you with the one in the air, that's how I roll. I got changes, so I don't care about no gold. Better, so much better, flipping incredible. Always on the show, so they know that I still got it. And I never feel sorry, yeah, on top of the world. On top of the world. Yeah, on top of the world. Of the world. When I hear him come like my fuse and then ba-bum. Later, see you later, I'm about to blow this up. You can sing my song if you want, I know you want it. It's always kinda funny, yeah, cause you know I'm a superstar on the sky to lead you on. Haters gonna hate, it's a proof of how they love. They can bring me down, nah, shh, they are jealous. I'm me and my umbrella, yeah, they love me so. This is me, I'm so royal, and you all wanna be round. Yeah, you all wanna be round. Round a champion.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, people. Hope y'all are doing good. Happy Friday. Woo! We made it, y'all. It's Friday. It's Friday, May 28th. Y'all, it's about to go down. Like it or not, y'all, welcome, y'all. Come on in, get situated, get settled, and let's get the party started.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but your words can't hurt me. No, you just can't hurt me. No, I ain't been right more than I've been wrong, and it still can't hurt me. No, it just can't hurt me. No.
Stephanie, good morning. Nat, hey, good morning. Alicia, good morning, y'all.
No, you just can't hurt me, no. I know it's hard to be polite, and it's easy being petty. My mama used to tell me, gotta use you when he ready. Man, it's crazy how my brother said it could've been my celly. It's either prison or a grave, that's what everybody tell me. Man, life ain't a beach, it's a female dog. I'm staying 10 toes down, low, I still might fall. Oh yeah, now I done came through, knocking people
right
off
people,
people who persecute.
Right church, wrong people, good morning.
I know my faith's strong, but my flesh still kinda weak. When that victory be looking like the verge of defeat.
Rainbow Dragon, good morning. Natalie, good morning. David, good morning. We see you in the chat, David. Good morning. Martha, Michael, good morning. Daniel, good morning, y'all. Peter Lowe, good morning. Christopher Shaw, good morning. Shout out to everybody that's streaming on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, y'all. Good morning.
No, you just can't hurt me. No, you just can't hurt me. No. No, you just can't hurt me. No, you just can't hurt me. No. See, it's hard to be polite. It's easy being petty. Mama used to tell me, gotta use you when you're ready. Cause I ain't working on my own time. And ain't got no diamonds on me, but I stay shining.
But you look
good. You ain't gotta stand in the mirror with your makeup on.
It's Friday, y'all. I hope y'all getting y'all jam on real quick. A quick little morning session. Get your Friday morning started right.
This on it. You want it right now. Want it right now. Don't take too long.
Brenda, good morning, Brenda.
Want it right now. Don't take too long. Get it. Girl, you know I'm impatient. Don't keep it away. Girl, it's been too long. You know what I've been craving. Girl, I'm trying to taste it. You know what I like. Don't get freaky.
She does.
When she hit the room, you know it's on sight. And she all on my type. And you know I don't like to wait, no. But she look good. You ain't gotta stand in the mirror with your makeup on. Cause you know that take way too long. I just want that right now. Girl, you Uber outside. I can't wait just to get this on it. You want it right now. Want it right now. Don't take too long. Want it, yeah. You want it right now. Want it right now. Don't take too long. Don't take too long.
All right, y'all. I hope y'all are ready to start the best morning show ever, y'all. It's about to go. down. Like it or not. Let's go.
Like It or Not with Benjamin Dixon starts now.
Good morning again, everybody.
Good morning and welcome to Like It or Not, where we're free to tell the truth
and not care who doesn't like it.
Today is Friday, May 28th, 2021. Thanks so much for joining us. Good morning. Yeah, I didn't
know if Ben was gonna keep talking because
I didn't know if you were gonna say it. I said let me
and
just.
Then he looked over at you, Rebekah, too, so it looked like Ben, you actually looked right at her. I'm like, that's dope as shit. Y'all did that. Good morning.
Yeah,
I didn't even see. I didn't even know I was looking at her, but it worked out. It worked out.
I had to make sure because I was gonna talk with him and then because
get it out.
It's a gamble. I didn't know. I didn't know, so I said let me just throw it out there and see if she catches it. But good job. It's good morning to everybody in all the chat rooms as always. Good morning to everyone on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and everywhere else that we're streaming. Be sure to hit the share, like, and subscribe button. It is Friday. It is the weekend. Monday is Memorial Day, and me not paying attention. I was just going, we were just going with business as usual.
Thank you, Bubba.
James, DJ Exclusive, reminded me that that's a good holiday for us to take a day off. So we are not going to have a show on Monday, which means we got to have a little bit of extra fun today. Rebekah, good to see you. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I actually, I'm doing good. I mean, it's cool.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get used to these damn Invisaligns in my mouth. It's crazy because I find myself just drooling, just randomly. And I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, why is this happening?
Is it like,
Yes.
Is it kind of like these allergies? Because I've never had allergies before in my life until my third year here in Georgia. And I just be walking around and all of a sudden I just have like tears just coming down, dropping on my shirt from just out of nowhere. So I can imagine like you just walking around.
No, the drool isn't like I rather tears come down. Like I just be
Drew.
Well, I guess, in terms of embarrassment, I guess, I don't want to be in public and all of a sudden just coming down the side of your mouth. But,
you sure
it's not a side effect? No, I'm just
hey.
Right, man.
I don't even.
Let me not do that.
Don't do that. I was
Go get your vaccine.
A side effect of them doing all this crap on my teeth. Just for them to put the braces back on. I don't know. Because when I left there, my good skin all around, like right here where my eyes are on the outside, they had gave me glasses, the laser glasses to put on. And when they gave them to me, I took them off and baby, it was like an anthill on both sides of my eyes. And I'm like, what is happening? And then it was like my cheeks, they're already fat.
Thank you for that description. I'm like, I got the heebie-jeebies now. I'm like,
sorry, but my cheeks were
description.
They were swollen. It was a lot happening. I mean, I was like, dang, I'm getting real beat up today. Like lots of needles, and it was just a lot. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you're going through otherwise. So when I say how you doing, you were like, you're going through over there.
No, actually, I'm doing good though. I wanted them braces off, but it's temporary that they're coming off. But I wanted them off. They had to.
You wanted to be done with them.
Yes, they had to zoom in my teeth. They asked me, they were telling me my teeth were pretty bright. I was like, thanks. But they were like, do you want to zoom them now or at the end of your braces process? Because they do that at the end. And I was like, no, let's get it. Look, me being impatient. Get it done now. Put the braces back on. Call it a day. What? That zoom whitening thing? Like people do that for real, for fun. Like what's the point? Because it's your teeth get so sensitive, y'all, and then you have random, like sporadic moments of pain. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. So I was like, bad decision, Rebekah. You just around here all week making some dumbass decisions. But
what do you mean? Wait, but you made some good. I mean, you got your vaccine this week, so I was seeing like how those side effects been for you. It's been like
I've been really those first like maybe 3 days. I was lethargic and I had to, in the middle of it, I had to lead a meeting and then I had to do this. And I was so tired. I found myself on my keyboard, head down, at my kitchen table like I'm at the job in the cubicle. I had to get up and shake it off.
Wait.
I know this.
Wait. You said, because we had a great story in the after party yesterday about all the stuff people do working from home. So you mean to tell me you refused? You were like, I am not going to use my time at home and have my head on the counter like I would normally do at work.
No, that's exactly that's what I said, because I was like, I refuse to be. I always say this, a prisoner in my own home. Like if I feel like I can't see the sun, I haven't experienced outside by just at least walking on my balcony, or at least running around my parking lot, or going into the gym for a second, or sitting by the pool right now. Like it's a perfect time. Like if I haven't experienced any of that, then I've done myself, I failed myself, because I'm giving myself the same vibe that you get inside the office, and I'd rather not do that, so
I feel that. That's good. So actually, today I'm fully vaccinated today. Like I've got my
praise
2 weeks,
God,
my 2 weeks, and I'm still trying to think if I'm going to go to this poker game tonight. Like I really want to go, but I'm not ready. I don't know if I'm ready to be sitting that close to people. Even though everybody who's coming is supposed to be vaccinated, I don't know. And I got a couple things I got to do tonight. I think I'm starting to make excuses. I'm starting to talk myself out of it, because I don't know if I'm ready to just sit around a table with people for like 4 hours.
Take your ass, man. Just go.
Go. I should go.
Just go.
You gonna come, James? What you doing tonight? You play poker?
I do play, but I ain't played in so long. I need to get ready for my party tomorrow, because I'm about to be out in the streets this whole weekend.
That's true.
Amen.
I kind of don't want to, but I'm gonna be out in the streets this whole weekend.
No, you want to. That's why you're gonna be out in the streets. Go get your coins and go enjoy your time.
I'm telling Ben he should go, and I'm like, man, I don't want to go out.
Because you low key want to, but you scary too. So
I know. Wait. I know Rebekah's scary ass ain't talking. Listen,
I'm not afraid.
Rebekah was like, Ben, you got to talk me into getting this vaccine. She was so scared.
I did. I don't like needles. I don't like, and then I don't like all the. I told you guys I have a fear. I told you guys on here, so I'm like, take your time with me. I'm gonna get it, but I just need to just kind of get there. Listen. I'm gonna get there, but I just need to get there. And even for people who are trying to open up, for them, the world is open for them. It's not for everybody. Like people want to take their time with how they are going to enter back into the world. And I'm one of those people. However, yes, I definitely booked my trip to Mexico. So I did a little bit,
and that's what's funny. Wait a minute, wait. Let me cut you off. Let me cut you off, because that's what's so funny about you. You had no problem, no issue going out to sing at the different events you had to sing at. You had no issue going and booking a flight to Mexico, but you were afraid to go get the vaccine. Now on the other side, I wasn't afraid. Like, as soon as I got that email that they were doing vaccines at my church, I was like the second person to sign up, went in there, got the jab, went back, got the second jab. I stopped being. Now I used to be afraid of needles too. Now I ain't gonna front. I used to be afraid of needles up until the point I had a lot of dental work done, and they just kept jabbing me in my mouth and my gums with like the longest needles imaginable. Like I did that for like 3 months straight. So after that, it's like there's no point of being afraid of needles, because I've seen all the biggest ones and they stuck them in my teeth. So outside of that, I'm never afraid of it. Yeah,
that was me. The day I got the vaccine.
Listen,
they had got me right up in the gums.
Why she in the chat room? Why Rebekah in the chat room talking about vaxxed and waxed? Anyway,
because Savage Sweetheart ass said it too.
No, because I had put it on the day I got waxed. The day I got waxed. The day I got vaxxed. I had put Vax and Wax. Shout out to Jackie Aina on. She's a queen on social media. I absolutely love her, and she had put that she was Vax and Wax. I said, you know what?
That's a good little phrase.
I'm about to be vaxxed and waxed all summer 2021. So that means I'm going to be sitting by the pool. I'm going to be with somebody's son, and I'm going to be protected in all ways possible. That is exactly, I said that's going to be my motto for the summer.
So I see somebody, Struth the Dragon says, stop. Ben, stop. Dentistry is the worst. No, I'll give you this real quick story. Then we get to the stories. Listen. I had they were removing my wisdom teeth, and one of them they couldn't get out. They literally had to saw the tooth in half and take it out piece by piece. So, I promise you, I was on, was it not Vicodin or Percocet? I was on Percocet for 2 weeks because that thing hurt for 2 weeks straight. And then even when I ran out of the Percocet, I went back to the doctor. I'm like, hey, I'm still in like real pain. And he was like,
were you just abusing?
No, I was in.
Dr. Carl Hart.
You could talk. God damn it, Rebecca. Leave my dude. Percocet. Molly Percocet. No, listen.
No, I love him.
Listen.
I'm that serious.
Listen, let me tell you, that thing hurt so bad that but when the dentist was like, listen, I can give you more Percocet because I know what he did it to me. He didn't want to saw a tooth in half, so he said, I know you're in pain, but if you get two more weeks supply of Percocet, you're gonna be hooked. And so I had to ride the rest of the 2 weeks out in excruciating pain. So that's why I'm not afraid of needles or anything anymore, because I've been jabbed and shot up and tooth sawed in half. But anyway. But it's just funny.
With pain, I like to think about, Rebekah, what kind of pain have you been through in your life? And I think about the pain. So with the vaccine, there was so much more going on in my head about that. But with the vaccine, though, I'm like, okay, Rebekah, he was talking to me, and that's when it happened. I didn't even know I got it. But like when I go through pain, in order for me to like go through it, I think about the other pain that I've been through in my life. And I've been through some pain. So I'm like, okay, if I can go through that and survive it, I can get through this. But a toothache, I don't even want to talk about it.
Listen, toothache, like,
don't even talk about it.
Is a devil.
It brings it on.
Right.
It brings it on. It starts channeling something in your mouth.
Yeah.
Hell no.
I've had 2 hip replacements, and I would rather go through the 2 hip replacements again versus going through any kind of tooth pain. I just hate it.
Yeah,
absolutely hate it.
I remember one night, because I used to listen. America's so messed up. Like, we have to live with tooth pain, right? We ain't got, if you ain't got Medicare for all, you ain't got no dentist insurance, so you just got to suffer through the dental pain until you got enough money to go and get that tooth. I would never forget. I sat up one night with the worst tooth pain in the world. I was really about to go get a pair of pliers and pull my tooth out my damn self. I was sitting there punching my face because it felt better to punch my face than to handle that crazy. Damn tooth pain.
Yeah.
You go crazy. Light ain't right.
Oh,
noise ain't right. You can't listen to the TV. Don't have no kids.
Listen,
oh my God.
Just like just sit there in silence, like
hey,
don't let the wind blow by. You got to literally be in the dark. And then look, I'm 31 now. Y'all, clearly, because I had braces. Teeth was I had 4 caps to the top. I was about 5 years old. I was looking like a
you
bad.
You just did what you had to do growing up. Shoot.
4 silver to the top. Looking like a hood little Florida Haitian girl when I was about 5.
With the silver cap.
Yes, because I sucked my thumb.
Everyone in Florida.
Yep, because I used to suck my thumb. And
so poor growing up.
It was bad. And I had a toothache at a young age. And I would just sit there like, just going crazy. My mom didn't understand. I'm trying to tell her, yo, lady.
I was a grown man.
It's killing me. It's bad. Like, kids go through it. My friend had to get her. Now, giving kids veneers. They're giving children veneers.
What?
Wow.
Yes. What were you guys just whispering just now?
She had frozen kid, Ben?
No, she did. It was her FAMU internet cutting up like.
Ben, you can't talk because I wasn't even on the show. I wasn't even on the show when they was coming for your internet. So yes,
somebody cooked me internet that time.
I'm telling you, hey yo, y'all just gave me. I hear all that. I'm just thinking back when that one night I was sitting up rocking with my tooth. And I was singing Kurt Franklin. I was singing Kurt Franklin. He'll take the pain away. I know.
It makes the strongest man. It makes the strongest man ball up into the
your knees. It will, man. Listen, I promise you. Nowadays, like, never mind. Anyway, so that said, let's cover a little bit of news because I'm having flashbacks. I'm getting triggered here. Speaking of flashbacks, let's see if this segue works. It really doesn't, but I'm going to try it anyway. Speaking of flashbacks, Senate Republicans have made it clear that they have no intention of allowing a bipartisan independent commission to investigate one of the worst attacks on our Capitol back on January 6th. I tried. It doesn't work, but who cares? President Biden yesterday said that he can't imagine anyone voting against the January 6th commission. Well, I can, but here's President Biden speaking about how ridiculous it is for Republicans to oppose this bipartisan commission.
I can't imagine anyone voting against the establishment of a commission on the greatest assault since the Civil War on the
Shortest side ever.
But at any rate, I came for ice cream. That's right.
I think that's literally the shortest clip we've ever played on the show, but that's it.
No,
Mitch
it's
McConnell, Mitch McConnell, who repeatedly has been calling senators that are on the fence about whether or not to support the commission. Mitch McConnell has been calling them, saying as a personal favor, he wants them to oppose it. Take a listen into this segment.
The final matter, as my colleagues know, I've been clear and unflinching in my own statements about January the 6th. But as I've also repeated, there's no new fact about that day we need the Democrats' extraneous commission to uncover. The Department of Justice is deep into a massive criminal investigation. 440 plus people have already been arrested. Hundreds have been charged. Even more arrests are said to be planned. And the Attorney General indicates this investigation will remain a top focus. Multiple Senate committees are conducting their own bipartisan inquiries. And obviously the role of the former president has already been litigated exhaustively in the high-profile impeachment trial we had right here in the Senate several months ago. I do not believe the additional extraneous commission that Democratic leaders want would uncover crucial new facts or promote healing. Frankly, I do not believe it is even designed to do that. That's why the Speaker's first draft began with a laughably rigged and partisan starting point, and why the current language would still lock in significant unfairness under the hood. So I'll continue to support the real, serious work of our criminal justice system in our own Senate committees. And I'll continue to urge my colleagues to oppose this extraneous layer when the time comes for the Senate to vote.
I can't.
You're supposed to
come to the three shot. Come to the three shot. I can't.
You were just fine before you got there, and you let it get you. You let it get you.
Mitch McConnell. Why does he sound like he's missing the whole bottom row of his teeth when he talks?
No.
The last 4 years. Anyway, Mitch McConnell is doing this as a favor. He knows. He knows. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows that this investigation is going to lead directly back to Republicans. Joe Manchin on the Democratic side of the conversation is still saying that he is not willing to break the filibuster to get this commission, but he believes that he'll be able to find 10 good Republicans on the other side of the aisle. Let's take a listen in.
Would you be willing to break the filibuster in order to get this passed? The plan
I'm not ready to destroy our government. I'm not ready to destroy our government. No, I think the nation will come together. You have to have faith. There's 10 good people.
How frustrating is it for you to see Republicans line up in opposition to this?
It's frustrating to say this, I will tell you. There was a lot of negotiations, and the leadership of the Democrats on both the House and the Senate.
Now, I want to read this statement from Joe Manchin. He tweeted this out. He tweeted the following out last night. Quote, he said, "There is no excuse for any Republican to vote against this commission since Democrats have agreed to everything they have asked for. Mitch McConnell has made this his political position, thinking it would help his 2022 elections. They don't believe in the truth will set you free, so they will continue to live in fear." But I mean, honestly, y'all, like, I don't give a damn what Joe Manchin is saying, because he's the number one block and impediment to getting anything done. We can't get the Voting Rights Act passed again, the HR 1. We can't get infrastructure at a reasonable level, and we can't even get this bipartisan commission because he and Kirsten Sinema, they refuse to do anything about the filibuster. So all this stuff he's talking about, the truth will set you free. No, the breaking the filibuster will set us free. One more clip before we discuss this in depth. This is a clip from yesterday when we discussed the mother of the slain officer, Brian Sicknick. And this is a clip of as she confronted Republican senators who oppose the commission. Let's take a look at that.
Does it anger you, Mrs. Sicknick, to hear senators who do not support this commission, and what emotions do you feel when you're confronted with that?
This is why I'm here today. Usually I'm stay in the background, and I couldn't stay quiet anymore.
So there's the mother, Rebekah and James. That's the mother of the Capitol police officer who was killed, or rather, it's complicated. He was attacked. He got sprayed by some unknown substance, and a matter of days later, he died. And so it's not entirely accurate for us to say he was killed at the protest, but he would be alive right now if that terrorist attack on January 6th did not occur. So anyway, that's where we are. And they don't want to follow the truth because they know it's going to lead right back to them. Rebekah.
It's just more, it's just more stupid. It's just more dumb. I mean, the fact that they have the power to use the filibuster to try to hide or give it some time, stretch it out. But we all saw it on camera. We seen it as it unfolded. We saw how they were preparing for it. We saw some leaders who were on the right literally be a part of planning it, and getting it to come to fruition. And that to me is ridiculous that they can use the filibuster, which is used to keep us in chains, to save themselves or buy themselves more time as they figure out what lie they're going to present, what lawyer they're going to have to get them out of this one. So I think it's ridiculous, even if, they hear from people in pain or from people who they hurt during this time, it doesn't mean anything to them at all. So
the thing, it's I think people should really pay attention to the extent that these clowns will destroy this country if they don't get their way. Right. We saw it on we've been seeing it, but obviously January 6th is the apex of it. This is that's the height of it. And I think they're going to try it again. But the Republican Party that's in power, they're absolutely never going to do the right thing, because doing the right thing is a threat to their political power. Because doing the right thing and having this commission would reveal how many of those officials, like you said, Rebekah, were connected to January 6th. They would never do the right thing if the right thing is a detriment to their power. But here's the flip side of that. Not the flip side, but here's the counterbalance, right? By them ignoring this commission, they are empowering the people who did this to do it again. And that just tells me, man, at no level should we look at the Republican Party as people who actually care about America. They do not. They only care about America to the extent that they could use America to get what they want. And as soon as they see America being beneficial to any other group, they lose their damn minds. This is why they're losing their minds over critical race theory. That's why they're losing their minds over athletes, like black athletes who have a little bit of wealth, and now they're saying something politically. They get so scared of those people because they're like, oh God, no, we can't have a black person out here actually having wealth and political influence, right? They don't care if you get money, so long as you just get money and be quiet. They don't want anyone to actually have influence in this country to the extent where they could change this country for the better, because it's been working just fine for all these, well, not all the white folks that are out there. Some of y'all are just as poor as the rest of us. Some of y'all ain't getting no benefit from this country other than the fact that you white, but you silly enough to keep voting for these morons. But I digress. The point is the Republican Party is absolutely willing to destroy this country to make sure that they don't ever lose an ounce of power. And like the mother said yesterday, the mother of Officer Sicknick, like if you're not interested in getting to the bottom of how our country was attacked, then how are you an elected official in this country? It just doesn't make any sense to me. So that's all I got on that. Anyway, they depressing us. They done brought down our joy, huh?
Look, we was laughing it up this morning, but it is what it is. And it's not that it's just like sometimes you just have to really, it's the same thing over and over, just packaged differently in this sense. So just another day Republicans are probably going to dig themselves out of something, even though they don't deserve it. So I don't know. We'll just watch and see, I guess. And hopefully we're proven wrong, but most times than not, they usually not.
They're gonna do what they do, and the Democrats are gonna sit by and let them, instead of whipping Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema into shape and getting rid of the filibuster. Right. But I guarantee you, watch this. I guarantee you that if the Democrats were in the minority and the Republicans wanted to pass some legislation, they'd get rid of the filibuster tomorrow. They wouldn't think twice about it.
It only works. They only do it to work in their favor. And you know what's so I hate to say it, but this is the thing. all week, I've been staying off of social media as much as I can so I can focus on keeping my peace with my job. Because they be ready to take me and have my edges come out. But, and I've been looking and reading and watching some of our Democratic leaders discuss bipartisanship to this day, and that has been, I think, what Joe Biden wanted, to run his platform on and did, bipartisanship. And I think that doesn't help us because things like this happen and it doesn't show anything bipartisan. It doesn't show any unity. It doesn't show people holding themselves accountable, taking accountability for their actions or for the actions of the people in their party. It doesn't. So when I hear about like the filibuster being used to help people help themselves, I see some Democrats who probably will be okay with that because when it comes time for them, they'll think the same thing. But it's like, I don't see, when I hear about this kind of stuff and I see Democrats and Republicans, I think they're the same people at times when I see some of your favorite leaders when it comes to this, especially. So
especially this next story. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, since, go ahead with getting into the next story because.
No, I was going. Yeah. No, finish what you were saying. Because finish what you're saying. Go ahead.
Yeah, because I'm about tired of all of them. Now, for instance, we have, and I think everybody's going to use something that works in their favor. Yeah. And I think for Nancy Pelosi. I
know what you're talking about.
She uses things to work in her favor. Just recently, because like I said, I've been behind on a lot of things, and I recently saw her touching George Floyd's daughter's hair, as she was saying, Gianna. I know that George Floyd was gonna. She said George Floyd was gonna change the world or something like that. She was quoting the daughter.
Yeah,
and the little girl has her braids in with her bow. Her mama's holding her on the side.
She was just petting her on the head.
And she just put her fingers through her braids in the back.
Old crusty fingers.
And she went, kids, they be like.
And the girl, Gianna didn't even she was like, ugh.
And she looked up at her mama because her mama was like, stop moving. And she looked up at her mama like, mama. And somebody said that the child said, but mom, she touched my hair. I didn't get all that. I didn't see all that. I didn't read the lips of the kid to pick that up, but her vibes alone were enough for me to tell me that the child was uncomfortable. But I say that to say it didn't show any genuine sentiments. It just showed, here's my prop. Here's his daughter. And as I speak about him, I need something to touch a child. It's gonna definitely be able to evoke the emotion, and let people be able to feel it and relate to it. Because I touched his daughter. That means that I understand what's going on.
Can we just get a new standing rule? Don't touch people. Period.
Yeah. Not only black women's hair. Not only my child's hair, just people, period. Especially after the whole panoramic.
Do we have that clip?
Don't touch us.
Because this is just gonna frustrate us more. It's a clip yesterday, and we'll play it when we get a chance to grab it. But that said, James,
everybody uses things to be in there. I say it to say everybody uses something to benefit. Whether it's Democratic Party or whether it's the Republican Party. And that's what I don't like. And I think they're using, and y'all could fight me if y'all want to, but I believe George Floyd's murder is being exploited by Democratic leaders, some Democratic leaders who don't give a damn otherwise.
Well, I got two examples. I mean, we got a couple examples, right? But first, let's take a look at this clip. This is Nancy Pelosi petting the hair of Gianna Floyd.
Gianna said, my daddy will change the world. And her prediction is coming true. And it's coming true because of so many people who worked so hard for decades to make it come true.
But she was like, Mom, she touched me.
Yeah, Mama touched my hair.
She said, Mom, she touched me.
Mama.
And here's the real rub, right? Here's a real issue. If they're not, and the George Floyd's family said this, the Democratic Party is not going to, or the legislation, period, not just the Democrats, but if this legislation that y'all are going to put out here isn't actually going to be effective, if it's not going to actually get rid of qualified immunity, if it's not going to actually prevent the next murder, then y'all can't even put his name on it. Right. And so a lot of people will absolutely use these issues. They will use it to their advantage for good public relations, for the photo op, and for the photo op, and then they won't actually do anything about it. And that actually goes right into this next story, Rebekah. I'm glad you said that, because Jim Clyburn, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, you got it.
Qualified immunity.
Oh, go ahead. I was going to say I was going to read these super chats real quick because I've been holding them.
Okay.
Before we get into that story, you can go ahead and read them. I think it'll lighten up the mood a little bit before we start riding out Jim Clyburn. But go ahead.
Okay. First one was from Jason J. He said this earlier at the beginning of the show. Who wins this week's Unseasoned Chicken Award? Amy Cooper, Major Tater Greens, or Tuckums?
Amy Cooper.
Marjorie Taylor Greene for me.
Oh, I got it. Yeah, you're right. Marjorie.
It's mashed potatoes and greens for me too. Kevin Griffin said bipartisanship, more like democratic capitulation. Yes, absolutely. And have a couple of highlighted Twitch comments. Present me with logic. Anyone who was involved in January 6th should not be allowed to vote for or against the establishing of a commission to investigate themselves.
Yeah. Facts. Period.
Okay. Yeah. And the last one we have, Jam Tomb. How about just don't touch people unless you have their consent? Right. Exactly. That is what I would prefer. I'm a little on the spectrum, and touch is not something I always appreciate. Absolutely.
I agree.
Yeah, I love touch.
And, all right, that's all. Yeah.
Don't touch me.
Yeah, don't touch me. Especially if I don't know you like that. Don't touch me.
Right. Especially if you white.
I'm a touchy person,
playing.
But
I'm not.
Really,
I'm saying, but I'm not.
Oh man. Man.
It's been a long year of white folks. I remember at the job, she's not even white. Okay. But she told me, because I went from having my big hair to coming in, and I had my hair literally bone straight 30 inches. And she was like, I don't know, but I just want to, she was going like this.
She was reaching towards your hair.
She's like, she was saying this. She's going slowly to see my face. And she's like, I just want to know, like, I know I don't want to be one of those people, but how did you get it to do? And I was like,
don't touch my
hey,
Rebekah.
Don't touch
she was coming in slowly. She was coming in for the slow kiss.
Literally.
Hair.
So and then she asked me, could I press her hair as straight? But her hair was straight. Okay. On to Clyburn, child. Right. Qualified immunity established by the Supreme Court in 1967 effectively protects state and local officials, including police officers, from personal liability unless they are determined to have violated what the court defines as individuals' clearly established statutory or constitutional rights. The Institute for Justice gave this example, quote, when a police officer shot a 10-year-old child while trying to shoot a non-threatening family dog, the 11th Circuit U.S. Court of Appeals held that the officer was entitled to qualified immunity because no earlier case held it was unconstitutional for a police officer to recklessly fire his gun into a group of children without justification. My God. The court also declined to establish that rule. Not only was the officer let off the hook in that case, but the very same officer could act the same way again and would still be entitled to qualified immunity. Basically, qualified immunity is how cops get away with murder. That's what I just read to y'all. How they get away with murder. My God. So that should help you understand why this next clip from South Carolina Congressman Jim Clyburn is so damn ridiculous. Let's take a look.
Qualified, according to Black's Law Dictionary, which I have looked up, says partial. Qualified means partial. It does not mean absolute. we're treating it as if it means absolute. So I hope that the committee will work on that to give a good, clear definition of what it's all about. And so that's all I've ever said. And I did say at one point, a half loaf is better than no loaf at all. Now, the full loaf would be to get rid of qualified immunity. No loaf would be to keep it. So what's the half loaf? Somewhere between getting rid of it and keeping it.
What's the half loaf? This man.
What he was saying, Pasha.
Pasha.
He sound like me.
Qualified. This man.
Qualified immunity.
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 Yeah.
He put the guy from Boondocks. Name.
No,
Uncle
man.
Ruckus.
Man.
He looks like Uncle Ruckus. If we can't say the other word, I'll take Uncle Ruckus for him. I'll take it.
Yeah, listen, we don't need partial getting rid of qualified immunity.
I said partial.
What we need is to get rid of qualified immunity. Jim Clyburn.
Make it make sense.
Because, listen, Jim Clyburn plays this role in the Democratic Party over and over and over again, where he's trying to come in there and make it sound like he's reasonable. But at the end of the day, his opposition to getting rid of qualified immunity as a whole is going to keep qualified immunity in place. And cops, like that example that you read, Rebekah, that blows me away. Sick. A cop shot a 10-year-old.
It's sick.
While he was trying to kill or shoot a non-threatening dog, and he got away with it. He had no civil liability. Nobody could sue him. He was protected, and because there was no other constitutional example or whatever where it was illegal in the Constitution. What? Does that make sense to anybody? And so by Jim Clyburn coming in and saying, well, we want to see if we can find some bipartisanship consensus on where we can reform. Let's reform. No, man. Cops have been getting away with murder. And not only are they getting off because nobody's charging them with a crime, but they're also not being held accountable through civil litigation. They're not paying any costs. They're getting completely away with it because of qualified immunity. So trying to strike this balance between something that is so horrible as qualified immunity and saying, well, we can't get rid of it totally. Why? Explain to me one reason why we should not get rid of one valid reason. Because somebody said, oh, well, then cops are going to start thinking twice. Good. Well, what about those split second decisions? Think twice. Don't pull the trigger as quick. You know what I mean? They act like they're in a war zone, and everybody who they come in conflict with, everybody that they run up on is trying to kill them. And it's that mentality that exactly gets other people killed. So we don't need to be here talking about how we're going to split the difference. There's no splitting the difference with qualified immunity, Jim Clyburn.
No.
What we got to do is get rid of it. But there he is again playing his role to make sure that we don't get any real significant change because he wants to strike some bipartisan consensus and split the difference. Partial. Nah, man.
Bipartisanship again. Bull crap. It doesn't work. And then they send the black man to come talk about it.
Exactly.
And now he really talking this. He done woke up out of his mansion, out of his king-sized bed. And king
with
size.
the AC, with the AC at 60 degrees.
Hold
on, wait. You're not gonna shame people for having.
No.
No. I'm not shaming anybody for. I love it. I think I should have a king-sized bed. I think anybody who can afford it. Bernie Sanders should be able to afford it. I don't understand why they act like he's not human. But what I was going to get to with Jim Clyburn, I'm saying he's living large and in charge. His first day having to go into some kind of work would be on air somewhere talking about qualified immunity, to talk about bipartisanship, to talk that's not what we need you to do when you do finally show up to work. I'm gonna need you to actually do some damn work. Okay?
Fight for us.
So I mean, at the end of the day, it's ridiculous to me. It's ridiculous to me that these are our leaders, and they are the ones who get to they say that they're listening to us, but they're not. They'll throw Jim Clyburn out there to have the conversation because it might sound better coming from a black man.
Yeah.
And a black man who gets paid definitely is going to make it believable when he says, when he talks about it.
And he's distinguished, and he's
distinguished,
respected in the community.
And he got a nice little country twang to him, like Granddaddy Clyburn. He got that, so we'll listen to him,
and let me tell you, in South Carolina, that dude might as well be like, Jesus' little brother. That's how respected he is in South Carolina, right? But dude, he's respected and on the wrong side of too many issues. Don't get me wrong, he's done some good things, and I'm not saying we should throw him out baby with the bathwater, but y'all can vote his ass out and put somebody in there who understands that he called Medicare for all. No, not even, it wasn't Medicare for all. He was against free college because he said nobody, we don't want handouts in the black community. Nah, bro, nobody said nothing about handouts. These are tax dollars.
Give it to me, right? My hand.
And then he was against Medicare for all. And then he's just on the wrong side of too many issues that black folks need. And what he does is he sits there as if he's the spokesperson for black people when he's really just a spokesperson for a very small slither of black people who can afford to not have Medicare for all, who can afford not to have free college tuition paid by our tax dollars, who can afford to not really worry about qualified immunity because they live in a better neighborhood. And the better the neighborhood you live in, no matter if you're black or white, the amount of conflict that you have with the police officers goes down. Now, when I drive out of my neighborhood, I got to look out for the cops because they everywhere and they're going to treat me just like any other Negro, right? But the better neighborhood you live in, you ain't got the cops who are rolling around and just banging down your doors. I wish they would try that in my neighborhood, right? But that's who he represents. He doesn't represent the totality of blackness, but they put him on television to do these things as if he represents the totality of blackness. And it's time out for that. So anyway, this next story is connected to the story we did yesterday about Katie Hobbs, the Arizona Secretary of State, who basically is having her constitutional right to defend not legislation, but lawsuits, election lawsuits. She's had that removed by Republicans in the state of Arizona as a part of the ongoing effort to either overturn the results of the 2020 election or make sure that Republicans never lose again. In addition to that effort, we've seen Republicans across the country roll back the very voting policies that they enacted to help their voters in the past. For example, voting by mail. In many states, Republicans jumped at the opportunity to institute voting by mail because they knew it would help their aging base to continue to vote for them. Now that they've seen that Democrats and minorities, black folks, have effectively used voting by mail to kick them out of power, they want to get rid of it. Here's a clip of a top Republican and Trump supporter from the state of Arizona, the same state as Katie Hobbs, who's facing that issue right now. Here he is saying that voting by mail is lazy and that people need to get off their asses and go vote. Let's take a listen in.
If you can't get off your fisteris, I'm going to quote my grandfather, you can't get off your fisteris and go down there and
look
vote.
That word up.
Okay, I think it's made up. My grandfather, he's a Sicilian. Okay, if you can't get off your butt and go down and vote on 3 weeks early voting, or if you can't stand in line on election day, I'm offended by that. Because here's the thing, how much American blood and treasure was spent on allowing or giving an Iraqi woman the first time to vote for their entire life. And by the way, we had American troops guarding and protecting those voters standing in line. And how did they vote? They put their finger in ink and they put it on the ballot. They risked their lives to go vote. We spent American blood and treasure for that.
That's right.
And you can't get off your lazy ass and go and vote during early voting. You got to do it via mail.
I think it's tuchus in Yiddish, by the way.
Tuchus in Yiddish.
So now all of a sudden, the very thing that they put into, they voted in favor for voting by mail. And now all of a sudden, oh no, wait a minute, you mean
because it
Negroes?
Worked out for black folks.
You mean black folks get to vote by? Nah, that's lazy. All of a sudden, it's lazy because we doing it, man.
No, he said
I hope
brown
one of them.
folks.
Somebody cough. I hope somebody coughs in there.
Oh God,
they sit so close together.
But yeah, because somebody has to have it the way they're just literally like shoulder to shoulder like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, he was talking about anybody but white folks.
Mm-hmm.
Like he has a problem with brown folks having access to the ballots. He has a problem with black folks. It's because we turned out in numbers recently, And because we no longer wanted Donald Trump in the White House, we wanted something else. And we started during the pandemic, we started educating our parents, our aunties, our grandmothers,
everybody
grandfathers about local elections, and especially here in Georgia. And we were able to get those seats changed. So they started figuring out how powerful we are. I mean, we already knew, but they always try to act like we're not. So they'll try to make a law or a rule against us. And what do? We figure it out. Like, we're like, okay, let's just,
the game y'all playing.
If we just show up and have some food on the scene, we'll find, they want to do the mail-in. If we just sit down for a few days, educate our parents or those who don't speak English or whatever on how to get this done, then we can do that too. We'll let them know where the ballot boxes are, or what time, or when the due date is, and we're going to rally and we're going to go out and mobilize and all this good stuff. And is that not what we did? We did. Yep. So they want, and we made a thing out of it. We danced to the pose. We twerked to the pose.
They did. Remember that?
We call lunch babe to the pose. All kinds of stuff. It was
remember that video? Get your booty to the pose. You remember that?
Yep. And you did some videos to get to the polls. I know that we a lot of people were doing what needed to be done. We went from culture to culture. We went from generation to generation. We made sure everybody understood what was happening. And so whatever you throw at us in this time too, we're gonna figure it out. So it doesn't matter. But you locals and you people who sit here, like I said, people with high positions. You remember you guys were discussing that to me yesterday, that he has a position in Arizona, I believe. And for him to be able to have this kind of conversation for free, and just be giving it out. My God. And then try to use a big word or whatever. Who gives a damn? We're going to make sure. I mean, it just shows how racist these people are. And they're leading places that have Black and brown people in them. So you can only imagine how those Black and brown people are treated. So it's like, if the leader says it's okay to be this way, then of course the community is going to feel that way as well. For the most part, that it's okay to treat them like that and that they deserve nothing here in America. It's just the weirdest thing, even though America doesn't even really belong to y'all white, clear folks. And,
well, that's the part. That's the part right there, right? Because the saying that people, a lot of my former friends to the left of me, I'm still friends with them even though they hate me, but they like to use this phrase all the time. You can't use, and it's not even just the left. It's Black folks have said this too, right? And there's some truth to it. Here's a phrase. Here's a phrase. You can't use the master's tools to get rid of the master. Here's the thing. We have been using these tools to change what this country is since we've been given the tools to do it. It hasn't happened quickly, but it sure as hell has happened enough to scare these white supremacists to the point where they're like, hold on, let's get rid of these tools, right? And so it's not that I don't totally disagree with that statement, that you can't use a master's tools to get rid of the master. But what I will say is you see them pulling these tools back. So it has power. It has impact. Every time we get some power, they find out okay, no, they learned how to vote this way. Let's take that back. Oh, no, they learned how early ballot or early voting. Let's roll that back. Oh, they have souls to the polls on Sunday. Let's get rid of Sunday voting. Let's pull that back. Oh, they done learned how to mail in and vote. Now they want to pull that back. That lets you know that what we can get done through voting is actually a threat to the system, or else they wouldn't be spending everything that they have to basically get rid of democracy. That's what they're doing at this point. They say, wait a minute. We didn't realize that when these founding fathers started this country and they set up this democracy, that it was going to actually help somebody other than rich white men. And now that we're in a generation where it's helping other people than rich white men, they're like, wait a minute. Wait. Are we really sure about democracy now? Let's get rid of all the opportunities to vote. Let's make it almost impossible. Let's make it easier for somebody to buy a gun than it is for them to vote. So for anybody who thinks for all the people who think that the most revolutionary thing that you can do is to abstain from voting, I look at how our enemies are responding to our voting. And that tells me that it literally is a threat to them because they're willing to burn down this democracy versus actually letting us vote. So you tell me where the real power can be, where the real power lies. That's it. Anyway, that's it. What? Y'all so. Let's go to a break. we probably gonna do
these these super chats and somebody hit some stars earlier, and I'll get to you in a second here. Tiger, Tiger, DM me those songs. Tiger said he had, I can make 2 song requests for the Patron party next week. They're absolute bops. I can DM them to you if you like. Yeah, DM me if you have any song requests, anything for Patron parties. DM them to me on Twitter. That is the best way. DJ X3C. Let us see. Savage Sweetheart. Thank you for your super chats, sister. There will never be any real legislative change until the Democrats and Republicans stop taking money from the same donors. Laura Estrada, like we are saying in the chat, he ruined it for Bernie. Can't forgive him for that. Talking about Clyburn. And then awakening to vacuity. Is that what it says? They need to stop calling it qualified immunity when it isn't qualified. It's absolute.
That's a fact right there. That's a fact.
Facts.
Yeah.
All right, take us a break.
Yeah. Let's take a break. Quick break, and we'll come back. More like it or not, we'll keep it. We're going to keep the live stream. We're going to keep the public stream open a little bit longer because it's Friday. And when we come back, we have a couple more stories, and we also have a special guest who's been behind the scenes for the last 6-7 months. We'll talk about it more after this break.
Good morning again, y'all. We're going to get your new patrons read off real quick before we get into some of this good music. New patrons for yesterday, May 27th. We have Catherine L. We have Can't Stand Hateful People. Love that damn name. Reginald M. Our new Twitch subscribers. Mawaya61, who subscribed with Prime. Chicken Fried Dragon gifted 2 subscriptions. We appreciate you. And those are to Kaz4290 and Afro Puff. Awesome. And Zen Cyclist subscribed for 6 months in advance, man. Hey, thank y'all so much. And if you want to become a member of the Patreon, you can as well too. Patreon.com/likeItOrNot. Patreon.com/likeItOrNot. We'll get into this good copyright free bop for a second though. Oh Lord. Good morning, Mama and Daddy. Good morning, Sensation. Can't go cuss me out today. And shout out to Miss G. Miss G in the chat said, good morning, that big chocolate sexy man. I come on just to see you. You better stop playing with me.
There's someone waiting on me.
Y'all hate being with a passion. I don't think there's nothing that could probably do that. This I'm 42. I don't know. Nothing ain't gonna be cross back over that fence. I'm not fooling with y'all today. I hate y'all. I hate all of y'all. Oh my gosh, man.
Here's to the memories.
That's funny.
Used to be. Your friend said that you left me.
Big up about the choke on the day, y'all. Oh my gosh.
You believe
man.
All my ladies who got a
Six Dragon Daddy, good morning. Shout out Chuck Diesel, our moderator on YouTube. Shout out Chuck Diesel. Shout out all our moderators on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you moderate from. We appreciate y'all. And y'all keep doing y'all work, man. We appreciate it. Oh, Justin Draconis just told me that there's a remix to this song with Rebel Day in it. Oh, I definitely got to find that one. Right. He and everybody. Y'all welcome back to the screen. Yeah, UGLY. Ugly.
Oh, wow.
That's how you spell goodbye? UGLY. You ain't got no alibi.
You ugly.
Oh, hey, wow.
You ugly.
Wow, y'all took it way back. Wow, I don't even know when last time I heard something like that. That's middle school cheerleading, right?
Well, not cheerleading. That was like hood cheerleading. That was us outside playing.
Whatever. You ain't got no.
Well, I'm sorry. I went to school in the hood, so it's all to say the cheerleaders at my school were hood.
They were doing that. Well, yeah.
Yes, they were. I went to Ely High School in Pompano Beach. Come on, y'all.
Yeah, they was doing that.
Come on, man. I literally had to walk. Listen, y'all. Look, if I told y'all the stories, people would drive by. It was a wild time in Pompano back in '94 to '98. It was. So anyway, yeah, they would cheer. The cheerleaders used to do that, and that's where I know it from.
Probably is them Wildcats that was cheerleading like that.
It could have been some Wildcats too. Now that you mentioned it, because Daytona.
What are you talking about, Rebekah?
Daytona got some them streets ain't always safe over there in Daytona, but I digress. Let's do this because I want to make sure we do this in the public show. I want to bring on the screen. You ready, Dwayne? I want to bring on our technical director who has been in the background making magic, making us look great and making us look.
It's gonna be my first time too.
Professional. You've seen Dwayne before.
I haven't seen him since the first 3 times.
Yeah, the first. Yeah. Well, anyway, we're gonna bring to the screen momentarily, and while he gets ready, just a quick announcement: he is not going to be with us for the first 2 weeks of June. And so our entire look is going to change when we come back on Tuesday. And for about 2 weeks, we're going to have a less than Dwayne level production, right? But he has been a critical part. There you go. There he is.
Who is that?
With the beard.
All the bald heads to the front, bald-headed bearded. That's what's up. We do this big, boy. What's up?
There we go. Dwayne, man, how you doing, man?
I'm all right.
Yeah, he's over there multitasking. You got to turn your volume down as we getting the feedback.
You got to make sure his voice is definitely giving the surround sound.
I got to turn down all these extra speakers and stuff so we don't get a whole bunch of feedback.
Yeah, right. No, that's what's up, man.
Look, let me go to the comment section. Be prepared to be the comment.
Yes,
Bubba, please.
Exactly.
We ain't read no comments today.
No, we read. Yeah,
Sexual chocolate is one.
Because his wife's in the other side of the house now. Y'all ain't gonna get this man in trouble. Keep all these comments.
She on the way to work.
Oh, he's
like, ladies, it's
let
okay.
The comments fly.
The house.
Let the comments fly.
There goes the whistle
blowing.
Dwayne. Dwayne is the owner and proprietor of Done Right Media, and he is basically the one-man show who makes what you see on the screen, the motion, the graphics, the movement, and the flashing back and forth, and all the stuff that makes us look super professional. His company has been doing that for us. Since January or February? I lost track. And so as they get rid. And you're rocking the Real News Network sweater. Show the people the sweater that you got on, man, so they can see you not only do this for us, but you have been doing this for a long time for a really dope media.
How long you been in that sweater? About 3 days?
Nah, I just threw it on this morning. Look, I got up. I was like, man, I need to shave. I ain't had time, so I just threw on a sweatshirt and was like, we're gonna call it a day.
All right, man. Well, look at. I was going to tell you, look at the camera, but I know you're over there tweaking stuff and you keeping stuff moving in the background. But he's not going to be with us for the first 2 weeks, and it's because everybody's getting ready to go back. The world is going back to normal. Hopefully everything continues on this trajectory, and we can all get back to some normalcy. And so, Dwayne, just tell the people about what you do, and then I hope you got a secondary camera so you can show them your setup.
Nah, I'll pick up the phone.
I'm always putting people I have people do 6 jobs.
Okay. but no, yeah, like Ben said, I own Done Right Media LLC. Do stuff like this for Ben. It's another show that I do as well. Do a lot of kind of corporate and some other political stuff. And I also am studio director at the Real News, like Ben said, and we getting back into our studio soon. We've been out on, quarantine for over a year now. So next couple of weeks, I'm gonna have to get some stuff straight with that. So I'm gonna have to step away for a minute, but I'll be back. Yeah, I'll be back.
It's good timing. I'll be honest with you. It's good timing because we've been going through transitions with the morning show, and we've had our ups and we have our downs. So it's just at the same time we were in transition, you're in transition, and so this is just giving everybody time to do the actual reset. And so when we come back from this, I believe we'll be in a position to just keep rocking the morning show with you and with the team until we all are too old to be on here on the internet laughing about stuff at 8 o'clock in the morning. So. But that said, man, I just want to make sure the audience, at least we wanted to give you a send off. And James, pull up like whatever the best song you got out of that copyright free, because we want to give you a send off. It's
No, I was reading the comment that David put in there. No, we're not hiring right now. We're not hiring right now. It's just me right now. I got maybe 2 contractors that I use from time to time, but I mean, I'm always looking for people to collaborate with and keep my Rolodex strong. So I'll make sure that I drop my information in the chat. So.
Somebody wanted to know how I met you. Actually, first time I ever worked with you was with Kim Brown. Burn It Down with Kim Brown. I think that's as far as I can remember. And that was at the very
that was before Burn It Down. Actually, we was doing Stir Crazy. We had started
That's right.
when the pandemic started. I was sitting here. I was like, man, we need to do something daily just to pass the time. So we started a show on the Real News called Stir Crazy, and it was basically just Kim talking shit about the day's news. We would have guests on, and Ben was gracious enough to come on and bless us with his presence one day.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I was like, who is this super professional dude? Like, why is he making me? Why do I have to do all this stuff? Like, you had everything. You had everything outlined like to the T. And like, at this time, you need to click on this link and you come here. And I'm like, and I was just at that time. I'm gonna be honest with you. At that time, I had been out of a professional setting doing this content for at least 2 years. So I was back in the mode of just let me just cut on this camera, just sit here and just talk to the people. And then I ran into this dude. He was like, do. And then I saw the production and I was like, oh, that's why he had all these requirements, because once we got on the screen, it looked so hella professional. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to work with this dude. So man, we salute you on your work and Done Right Media. If anybody, I don't know how much business you can handle, but if anybody's watching this, needs somebody to make them look professional, and you got, because we don't nobody work for me for free, and ain't nobody gonna work for free. So make sure you got a little coin so that you can pay this man as a professional, because he is a professional. You about honestly high key one of the best that I've run into in this industry doing this work, especially because you out there throwing them triggers by yourself. Like, you're a one-man machine, man. So we appreciate you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I mean, like I said to you when we first started talking, Ben, it's not many of us out there doing it. So so when we get the chance, we gotta pull each other up, and we gotta keep rocking. Like before the Real News, I was down at Hampton University running the sports video and like ceremony occasion stuff for them.
Nice.
And I'm not going to say that. We're not going to talk bad about our people, because I still do stuff for them quite a bit. But just seeing that and being in that environment and the connections made, it was like, it's time to move on, and then time to step out and do my own thing. So.
Yeah, man. Now here's my favorite part of what you do. Do you ever cut off the lights and just show and have your lights light up on your computers? Because I'm that dude. I'm that dude who's like to just see the lights flickering on stuff.
So at night, sometimes I do. I'll sit down here with the light off. It probably won't get the same effect because it's it's a window right here next to me. Got some light coming in. But
show everybody how professional your setup is, man. Because you ain't playing with these. Like, looking as good as you make us look, it don't come for free.
Yeah, so this is actually I'm switched around again. This is actually the old setup. I've been transitioning. Got some new equipment. This is what we using right here today.
Oh, look, I see myself on the camera.
But
hey, Ben,
I was trying to get it all set up before today.
Why are you shaking? You nervous?
We going. Nah, my hands always shake. I've done, I have a checkered past, so I've done some quite a few things in my past.
So do I need to take you to Carl Hart as well?
In the new setup. So once this is all squared away, we'll be able to do the show from the new equipment. We'll be able to go mobile. Then y'all need to bring it on to Baltimore. I got some studio space for y'all.
Man, we trying to move you down to Atlanta, bro. We trying to get you down here.
Say Nat A in the chat already talking about she about to come to Atlanta. I'm like, no,
he ain't in Atlanta, sis.
He ain't in Atlanta, sis.
He's in Baltimore, sis. He's in Baltimore. Listen, Dwayne, this is a lot of people in the chat are saying a lot of things about you. Somebody, Mara Sharice, who is the beautiful brown skin girl. Yes. She said your wife is very blessed and lucky, or something to that effect. A lot of people are really thirsting over you. So I want you to give them a little bit of Gatorade. I mean, and let them know that you're going to be back. I want them to know that, even though you do have another job and things like that, you have been holding it down for us here. Yeah. At Like It or Not. Dude. You've been through most of our stages with us. And there are times, where if I could virtually, fight you, I would. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's good. It's like your family. So you're saying it's fine, but I would literally drag you. But it's,
and I'm looking to have a Reed Fest. I mean,
no, he won't. He'll just leave me outside. He'll just leave me outside.
Justice Draconis in the chat room said, Ben, Dwayne is watching the game in the background.
No, I don't care. In the
watch
morning,
the game.
I turn on. In the morning, that's my routine. I turn on ESPN and listen with and have Stephen A. Smith in the background talking his.
So he put us on mute,
right?
So,
and he'll put us on mute and listen to that, and then come back.
Now that explains a lot. We be called Dwayne.
No, I'll never put y'all on mute. I'll never put y'all on mute. I do ignore you from sometime, Rebekah. I'll ignore you every now and then.
I know. See, this is what I was telling everybody. That's fine. That's cool. But go ahead and people they want. Can you just pacify them with something to let them know that you will be back? I mean, I think
I'll definitely be back. And like Ben and I have been talking a lot over the last month, and whatever we need to do to keep this thing going, I'm all in, because like I said, it ain't many of us out there doing it in the left political field, even in the production side of things. So I'm gonna be back. Just got a few things that I need to get squared away. My full-time job that pays the bills.
Amen.
And I'll be back. So
yeah, because you got
eventually,
because we don't offer insurance around here.
That space alone. Yeah, hopefully I can leave that soon. What time is it? Make sure ain't nobody from my job watching. Maybe one day.
You know the struggle.
Maybe one day. Yeah, but
listen, the whole thing. Listen, at the end of the day, when we get done, and it takes time.
That's hilarious.
I got a vision. I was trying to, we're trying to put things together. We've had some ups and downs so quick. Like in the last 6 months, we've had ups, we've been down, and up and up. All that Cardi B. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, when we're gonna keep going. And Dwayne is he's down for the cause. Everybody on the screen, they're down for the cause. We got a couple people in the background who are down for the cause. And we going to get these ends up, and we going to have an entire squad of black people who are rooted in progressive politics out here, and just we're gonna be doing high quality stuff, because we do high quality stuff, and one of the main parts of making us high quality has been Dwayne. So when y'all see us on Monday, shout out to our other producer David. He gonna hold it down for us, but David don't have all the lights and the switches.
It's not gonna look like this.
It's not gonna look the same,
like
and that's okay.
And Dwayne is okay with that. Nobody's
Look, I'm not worried.
We're gonna be looking homeless on Monday.
I'm not an insecure person, but I know David's gonna hold it down. And while Ben keeps giving me this praise, I gotta shout out to my man Tunde.
Shout out to Tunde.
Because when I can't do the show, there's been a bunch of times where I had to double book myself, and Tunde stepped in. And held y'all down. And Tunde also does the same thing for Kim's show, Burn It Down with Kim Brown. So
Tunde has a voice as well, but
Tunde's voice is a little more seductive, where he's a little smoother with it.
He's like, so okay, Rebekah, can you just pull the camera a little closer?
We're coming back in 5.
Rebekah, can you
Dwayne's voice came all right, we're back in 5, 4, 3. Tunde is okay, everybody, we'll be back in 5, 4, 3.
No, 2. It's not that high. His voice has,
all right, coming back.
He got a little bass on him too. 2. He just real straight with it. He doesn't really have an accent. I think he's African, but he doesn't. He just be like, can you just pull the camera a little closer for me, Rebekah? Yeah, to the right, right there.
I like that shit.
I think Tunde be trying to keep the peace with you. I got to the point where it's just whatever it's gonna be, it's gonna be. If she got to sit out there for a minute.
Listen.
Right.
You don't care how I get on here. It be my ear, and then I'm really?
Yeah.
Hey, Dwayne be like, Rebekah slide to the left, and then the camera already on. Like, damn, Dwayne, I'm just sliding.
Eating food, like, dang, Dwayne, and then he threatens me in the background, like, you better be lucky I ain't show how you was eating that chicken earlier. Eating chicken.
But listen, Dwayne, man,
I'm gonna put on here mid bite. Y'all gonna see all of the. She gonna be picking food out the bracelet.
Hey man,
real quick, in the comments, Chicken Fried Dragon talking about everyone is just going to skip over Bubba's stripper light in the corner.
Yeah, that joint been
it's changing colors
the whole day.
I didn't even see that.
Like the whole week. Oh wait, that's right. That's right. Because with the widescreen, that's what you see with the widescreen.
All you missing is the fog machine.
That's it.
I'm telling you,
to the stage now. He got new hips, so you know he ready to take it down, honey.
Rebekah,
damn Rebekah.
I wasn't going to say. He said it a long time ago, and I wasn't going to say anything until we were off air.
He got new hips.
I was sure going to ask that man, how the hell was it marching band? Did marching band do it to you, Bubba?
Yeah. Marching band and just life. Like I had already had when I was younger, I had screws put in my hips when I was like 13.
Oh, okay.
So I already knew it was gonna have arthritis and all of that shit. So here
how
it is.
The hell did you do marching band?
Damn.
Bubba was out there trying to be Shakira.
Bubba did that.
Hey, Bubba used to be on the Bubba used to be on the field. He used to be out there on the field throwing it. I was like, look at my freshman brother.
You look like you had a high little leg.
Okay. Hey, listen. Hey, we're gonna take at this point. It's a good spot for us to take the rest of the show to the after party. Patreon.com/like it or not. James, get the rest of these super chats in there. Dwayne, we are gonna miss you over the next 2 weeks, man. And shout out to David. He's gonna hold it down. Somebody in the comment section said, "Don't shortchange David." We ain't gonna shortchange David. David got
we
the
love
skills.
David.
David's been in the background learning and refining his gifts and skills and stuff. So you know what I mean. He's ready to help us. We just don't have all the equipment that yet. So we but we gonna hold it down.
David
while you
make
go.
my job easy. David make my job easy, putting stuff in order, making sure the clips and everything where it need to be.
Yeah.
So all I gotta do is get up in the morning and put a couple things in order. So David holds it down and makes it easy on me.
Listen. There's some critical components to this production. Dwayne, you're definitely one of them, and they're going to see the difference on Monday. David is definitely one of them. If David leaves us, y'all think I'm bald now? I'm gonna be extra bald. I ain't gonna have no hair left if David jumped. But that said, James, give us these last super chats, and then we're going to the after party.
Yeah, man. Real quick, Dabs421 said, "I am from Baltimore. Grew up on Fulton Avenue." Hey. Kevin Griffin, we're not sure what you're talking about. A white man offended. Here's my tiny violin.
He's probably talking about that guy from Arizona we covered.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. And Chicken Fried Dragon, I can't stand you. Ready for OnlyFans. If you only knew, shawty. If you only knew. And then the last one, Industrial Arts. Is that the voice of God? Yes, sir. You just missed it.
It's Dwayne.
That was definitely the Vogue.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, y'all.
Wait,
all right.
Echo?
I hear it. That means that
hello.
That means that there Dwayne. You go, Dwayne. No, but
it's kind of fun though.
It's kind of fun.
See,
fun.
All right, here we go. Patreon.com/like it or not. Let's do it. James, give us some music.
Somebody said James Bubba Bionic Bubba. Okay, bye.
Bionic Bubba.
See y'all in the after party.
I hate all y'all. I know this is one of Dwayne's songs. Dwayne, this one's for you, sir. I'm gonna play my Still Fly just for you as well, too. So Dwayne, we appreciate you. We gonna miss your punk ass, but hey, make sure that you come back. Oh gosh. And thank y'all again for tuning in and joining us. I know Rebekah, like, Jesus, I took like 2 Mucinex pills. I smoked, so I'm trying to break up this mucus. I just need to stop smoking, but it'll happen eventually. Black and Miles, y'all know I'm like somebody's uncle. Wait, I am somebody's uncle. Wait, a few of them uncles. Rebekah, when you ride in my car, first of all, you probably ain't gonna ride in my car because the AC not working right now. But it's a whole story. Anyway, y'all, thank y'all so much for tuning in today, this morning. Make sure that y'all, y'all catch us on Tuesday morning. We'll be live direct here waiting for y'all on Like It or Not. Make sure that you follow Like It or Not. Like It or Not Show on Instagram and Facebook. Like It or Not Show on Instagram and Facebook. And if you have not become a Patreon member yet, you can too. Patreon.com/Like It or Not. Patreon.com/Like It or Not. Get access to the Patreon parties, exclusive content, and all that other good stuff, y'all. Make sure that you tune in and get it. We'll see y'all on Tuesday. Okay.
I could really use a change of scenery. Yeah. Everybody smoking all the greenery. Yeah. Close the match 'cause they were handed down to me.
I think
but I'm still fly, I know.
Right, Rebekah, like, damn, I finally can leave this shit.
Let's go. It could all be worse. I could be a hater like you.
Like, for real, we do.
Pills to make the man, but that poison's gonna kill you. From the inside out.
Really?
So right now, say it with your chest now. Say it with your chest now. I'm young, I'm free. Can't nobody take me.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Let me stop. I'm swaying. Love you, Rebel Day.
It's my time to run it out. It's my time to run
shit.
it out. I'm free. Can't nobody take me here.
Y'all know I ain't got no sense. It's Friday.